Hey everybody, I've just finished the hunt event in Roblox. That means I've completed every one of the 100 games, and I have all 100 badges that you can obtain during this event. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the 5 badges which I thought were the best ones, and I'll just go over quickly how to obtain them and why I think they're the best badges. And then I will also go over the 5 worst badges that you should really avoid, because I had a really bad time on all of those games, and I don't want you guys to suffer along too. So let's just begin with the best game in the whole event in my opinion, which is going to be Roblox Doors. Alright guys, so here we are indoors, and if you don't know how to get to the event, basically when you spawn in, you just go into this little space here, and enter one of the elevators. Now once you spawn in here, you're going to have to start by getting this key over here by crouching down, and going over here and just picking it up using E. If you haven't played Doors before, I highly recommend checking it out. It's one of the few great horror games on Roblox, and just a super awesome game in general. Now the gimmick with this is that you have to constantly be resetting this timer here by flipping these switches. As you see, when I flip the switch, it adds 1 minute to the clock, because if you run out of time, you're actually just going to die to one of the entities, and you don't want to do that. You want to complete the game. But yeah, as I was saying, this game, while it isn't the quickest badge, it's definitely one of the best, and I highly recommend checking it out, and just checking out Doors in general if you haven't already. It's just such a good game. So yeah guys, I'm not going to show you the full playthrough for the Doors event, as I really think that you should go ahead and try it yourself, but if you are struggling with it, there are some guides that I've left in the description of this video for all of my top Roblox games that you can just go check out if you're having some issues. Okay guys, now one game that I was not expecting to be this high up on the list was Arsenal, and the Arsenal quest is actually just so fun, and I'm surprised that no other Roblox games really even have this type of quest in them. Anyways guys, so for this quest here, basically you just have to go around and penetrate into this facility here, and then escape with the prize that you find inside. And this quest is just so fun. It's a solo single player quest, which I find really entertaining and unusual, considering that most of these quests are like multiplayer focused. But this one is just a nice solo adventure mission, in which it's a lot of fun, and it's actually got some pretty good lore to it. So again, I highly recommend just checking out Arsenal for yourself. It's a really straightforward quest. You're really not going to need a guide, but if you do, I will put one down below. Okay guys, so for this next quest here, we have the RB Battles minigames, and I kind of expected this quest to be pretty good, considering that the RB Battle events in the past have been pretty good, and it did not disappoint me. There was a pretty good quest with a pretty good storyline, and all in all, it was very easy to follow, and didn't really require too much time or effort. Basically, to get into this one, all you have to do is go up to this guy here, talk to him, and he'll talk about giving you a crystal. He's already given me the crystal, of course, because I completed the quest. But basically, you'll get the crystal, you throw it on the ground, and you get teleported to a whole nother realm where you have to complete a cool little mission. And it does focus a bit on lore, which again, I find super entertaining. So once again, just go check out this quest for yourself. It's pretty straightforward. Once you get to this point here, you'll be able to figure it out with no problem. Okay, so next up guys, we have Please Donate, and again, like with Arsenal, I was not expecting this game to be so high on the list, but its quest is just really good and creative, and some aspects of it are just really awesome. And the only really negative thing that I have to say about it is that it is quite difficult to find just when you join the game. Like, you won't really, there's no prompt or anything to find the quest. You just kind of have to walk over here until you see this guy, and he's where you go for the quest. So yeah, this quest is really entertaining, and I rate it an 8 out of 10. It's the highest 8 out of 10 on my list, which means that's basically a 9 out of 10, which means that it's a pretty good quest. Okay guys, and for my 5th favorite game in the quest, we have Piggy, and this Piggy quest is quite unusual as it is pretty difficult to complete single player, but if you have other people who know what they're doing, it is a really easy quest. Now this quest has some really interesting puzzles in it also, which again you don't really get to do if you're in a multiplayer lobby, but if you are in a single player lobby, you will get to do the quests and the challenges, and they are pretty difficult in terms of you do have to think about them quite a bit. They're not just like press this button 6 times, you know. So yeah guys, just with the other quests, this one has a lot of effort put into it, and I just really like how it all comes together, and I highly recommend trying this quest out for yourself if you haven't already. Okay guys, so now we've gone through my best games, it's time to take a sharp 180 and go to my worst game. So we're going to start with my 5th worst game, and then work our way up towards the worst game in the entire event, and it's just so bad. Again, all of these next 5 games, I recommend just completely avoiding. You only need 95 badges to complete the event, so for these last 5, just please skip them if you don't want to do them. They're not fun, and just don't waste your time on them. Okay guys, so for the 5th worst game, I have Obby But You're on a Bike. And honestly, I don't think the game itself is too bad. You know, it's got an interesting concept. It's just in order to actually complete the quest here, you have to spend like an hour just doing bike parkour. And it's just not fun. See, for some reason, you need to start in World 1 and make it all the way up to World 4 just to get the badge, which, again, each world is going to take you about 15 to 20 minutes, so you can do the math. It's going to take over an hour just to get to this World 4 here, and then you have to beat it. So if you've never touched an obby before, or you just don't like obby games in general, just for sure avoid this game. If you like obby games, then I guess you could give it a try, but there are better obby games in this event. And like I said, you don't need all the badges, so it's just honestly not worth it. Okay guys, so next up for my 4th worst game, we have Lumberjack Simulator. And just in the hunt, there are like 3 of the simulators that are basically just the exact same thing. This is one of them, but this one, unlike the other ones, is insanely long. Like, it took me so long to get through all of this stuff, because in order to actually get the thing, you have to go to a separate realm, but in order to get to that realm, you're gonna need to defeat this magic lizard guy, and it just takes like so long. I think I spent like 40 minutes on this. If you want to do a game that involves lumber, then definitely just go check out Lumber Tycoon 2. It's such a better quest and a better game. Just stay away from this, please. Okay guys, so we're at the podium now for the worst games in this event, and all of these next few games, I rate a 0 out of 0. They're just so bad, just don't even look at them. Now the issue with this game here is that in order to actually get the badge, you're going to need a map to come up, and this map, for some reason, is so rare. I don't know why it's so rare, but it's going to take you a long time playing to get this map up. And then once you do get the map, the obby itself sucks. Like, it's terrible. And then you have to actually claim the egg while fighting other people to claim the egg. It just, oh man, it just, whoever designed this quest was definitely not thinking about how it's going to work in multiplayer. Because unless you have a private server, you ain't getting this badge. Okay guys, so the 2nd worst game in this event is going to go to this one here, Fruit Battlegrounds. And I just have so much hatred for this game. It took me like an hour to complete the quest. And if you're wondering what the quest is, well, that's just how I was when I first joined this game, because there's literally zero indication in the entire game of what you're meant to do to get this quest started. Like, there's actually nothing. And the quest itself is so, like, random, like, you're never gonna guess it by yourself. So yeah, the quest for this game is you have to reach level 15 and then kill 2 people in a row in a server where you haven't died before. Yeah, and they have to be 2 different people. So you can't just go into a private server and kill your alt once and then kill it again. That's just how bad this quest is. And if that wasn't worse enough, the actual combat in this game kind of sucks, and you're going to be fighting players who are way better than you if you just started, so you're basically never going to win this game, and leveling up just takes a lot of AFKing, because literally all you do to level up is just click spam your abilities. It's not a good game whatsoever. And for the worst game in the entire event, we have Fusion Football 2. It's actually just so painful. I spent twice as long doing this quest as I spent doing Doors, which was the best game in my opinion. So yeah, in order to complete the event here, you basically have to just catch the ball once and tackle someone once, which, you know, sounds pretty simple. Like, that's what I thought when I first joined this game. I was like, wow, that's such a simple quest. This will take me 10 minutes. Turns out it took me like 2 hours, and eventually I was forced to just give up and join a private server and use my alt account to do like a weird trick shot in order to actually grab the ball from myself. It was just so stupid. And funnily enough, there's actually another football game in this hunt event. That's the game itself is just so much better than this. Like, look at this instant replay. Why is it 2 frames a second? I have no idea. So yeah, if there's anything to take away from this video, it's that just please don't even touch this game. It's completely not worth it, and it's not fun whatsoever. But yeah guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, then please leave a like and consider subscribing, as it helps me out a lot. And I will be making other videos on the hunt. Like, I want to do a general review video. And there's also this strange thing up there, this meteor in the sky, and I think it's going to do something really special really soon. So again, make sure to stay subscribed to the channel to get the latest hunt news. And until then, goodbye.